Hello, hello. There are 30 keyboards on this table, and guess what? None of them work, so I don't even know why they're here.
I'm here.
But you can have your keyboard, and I have mine. So if we want to play with them.
I probably won't. I feel like the anxiety of all... We have so many other things hooked up that give
these.
They're not connected.
No,
you swear to God,
they will not connect.
Like what you just tapped has no effect on that. It's giving me like
sorry.
anxiety.
I'm slamming my hand on the keyboard.
Have you ever seen that girl on TikTok? Soon to rest in peace.
R.I.P. TikTok.
Who is like a maximalist in her style, but like also kind of crafty. And her bathroom is old computer keyboards all over the wall.
Should I ask her if she needs these? Just kidding. I need one of them for work.
So she'll probably take one.
Okay.
You've never seen this? I'll find it for you after. At first, I saw a couple videos of her house, and I just thought it was a little cool, a little quirky cool. Mm-hmm. Then I like got a full tour of her home, and I was like, this is a mess.
Really?
Yeah, like
hoarder energy.
Just like crafty to a fault. Like I forgot what exactly it was. I don't want to misspeak, but like
seashells.
No, she had like printed out a bunch of photos of her or like someone, a person, and put them on like, it was like a duck or something. And there was like 20 of them lined up like on the windowsill. Like it was.
Did she take Adderall?
I don't know. I don't know anything about her.
Okay. Because when I was on Adderall, I used to do shit like that.
She like,
I'd be like, whoa, look at this crazy collection of little tiles pasted to my wall. And it's like, you're on Adderall. Just relax.
You should see her bathroom.
And then you're like,
literally
I'm so
has
crafty.
These just like, there's not wall space. It's just computer.
Well, show me before midnight when TikTok crashes. Just kidding.
Midnight.
It's not until Sunday.
Well, it doesn't crash.
It's a slow fall.
I might just delete mine.
Really?
I might just get into it.
Really?
Yeah, is that bad? I did at one point have a following on TikTok.
I know. I liked your TikTok. I went through it once and I was dying. I was like, this is my partner.
Old Hanna.
I loved it. Every single one.
What we need to do actually is when we get the Patreon up and running, I think we should do an episode where we rewatch some of my old YouTube channel.
Would love that.
And just kind of like react to it.
I would love that.
It's an unrecognizable version of myself that I will not take off the internet.
Part 1 though has to be the Bath and Body Works, which I know is not but part 1 of us diving into your past is watching Hannah's Bath and Body Works appearance as a resident party, an RA, Bed Bath and Beyond.
My Pace University did this event every year for the new students where it was like they closed down Bed Bath & Beyond. They had a DJ, they had food, and there was like a dance floor, but also you got a discount.
That's what I want to do for my wedding.
Bed Bath & Beyond.
Remind me.
Whole thing there?
I want the whole thing closed down.
Wait, for the reception or like the ceremony?
The whole thing. Because I don't want to have a wedding really anymore.
Oh, okay.
And because I don't want to drink. It's like boring.
But when I talked about us getting married, you like, I couldn't wear the dress. You had to wear the dress, and now we don't even want a wedding.
Well, no. I'm going to have the wedding now, but it's going to be at Bed Bath & Beyond.
And what are you going to be wearing?
A dress.
Okay.
A big old dress.
Well, I'm sorry about my reaction. I was a little caught off guard.
You know, there are a lot of lesbian weddings where they both wear the dresses.
Where they're at Bed Bath & Beyond.
Where they're at Bed Bath & Beyond.
Well, sorry. It was to you. You said to me, are you going to wear the dress or the pants?
No, I know. That was very like binary of me.
That's okay.
Probably going to get slammed for that.
Probably not, because you know who hates us? The people of TikTok.
Really?
They're the ones that come for us when we post stuff.
Gen Z.
They get mad at us, but we do fine on Instagram. We're not like viral on Instagram, but we will be once glam and...
Oh, yeah. We just want to let everyone know this is the last time you're going to see us looking like this.
Take a good long
look at the natural look. We are now moving forward. We're going to be dressing sexy. Mm-hmm. And we're going to be wearing tons of makeup. You won't even
unimaginable.
You will because we realize that we're a little too casual here.
Which I think if we were not also a video podcast would be so fine.
Totally fine,
but
we're acting like it.
Comfortable, cozy is probably when you're the best podcaster. But we also do this, and we try to get our reels and stuff to get attention. And people do love hot women.
I just want to say, get ready to get uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
On that note, should we do the intro?
Yeah, sure. I feel like we should start We should do a recording of it because it's really out of my mind.
Yeah, like I don't give a shit about the intro.
I don't care if you do or don't know where you're listening to.
I'm trying to just be a little more.
I know, but I feel like this is loosey-goosey.
I can't keep up. Okay. I know,
Hi, I'm Hanna Gerlander.
And I'm Nora Fried.
And you're listening to
High Heels and Punchlines Chirp Edition. People love Chirp, by the way. I have a lot of, I know it's like our friends, but I've gotten a lot of feedback that's like, it's really good. And our numbers are high. Like people just love us.
See, this is what I think. I think that if you want a Sex and the City rewatch podcast, we were a little too loose. But if you want Hanna Nora gabbing, you want the looseness. So we're loose on Chirp and we're tight on SACT.
Yep.
Right. SACT.
Guess what? Right. If you want a Sex and the City podcast, go to the Stoop. Just kidding. It's fenced off now.
I kind of feel like that's so, like.
I know.
You're so lucky. You live in Carrie Bradshaw's apartment. Like, if what comes with living in a staple of New York City is tourists taking pictures on the Stoop, like, I don't know. I don't think that would bother me. I would feel so good every day coming out and people are looking at me knowing I get to live in Carrie Bradshaw's apartment.
I do have to say, now that I'm 32 and living in this apartment, I always looked at Carrie's apartment being like, oh my God, I could never afford that. That was crazy. Mm-hmm. But now I look at it and I'm like, it's actually pretty realistic. The location is what's crazy.
Yes.
But like the apartment itself is actually like a pretty good size for like a 36-year-old woman, you know?
It's not that crazy that we find out Carrie's financial situation and with the location. Like her financial situation seems to be beyond unpredictable, but then she has this giant apartment in like a prime location.
But I don't think it's giant.
I feel
but like it doesn't match up with her salary at all.
Wait, I want to map. Her entryway is, I think, the star piece.
Totally.
The bathroom.
I would say my apartment and her apartment are similar in size.
Similar, but she has she does have the bedroom, even though it's still attached.
Totally.
It's a lot farther away from the living space.
What are you trying to say?
No, just like in terms. What to me blows me away is her entryway. She's got those huge bookshelves, that big bench, and that little entryway table in the bathroom right there. Like, that is what makes it feel bigger than it actually is.
Agreed. Yeah.
I wonder how much what do you think the rent is?
I'm sure the rent is like $5,000 a month for that,
really?
Because of the location.
Okay, but also I was thinking,
she's so silly.
I know that she's a writer, and maybe this is me about to admit that I have no concept of what writers make ever. Mm-hmm. But I guess if she's like a weekly columnist who's being paid to write, she's not making nothing.
Yeah, but don't they make like 50 cents a word, that kind of thing?
Yeah, she needs to write more.
Yeah, she needs to write a lot more.
Sit her ass home.
And she usually just writes one sentence.
That's all we ever see.
All, I don't know why
we
I said
see
it like
the
that.
Thinking. What killed me in the last episode we watched was the romance Post-it note.
Romance.
When she was like thinking that she was missing romance from her love life, and she just wrote it down on a Post-it note and stuck it on her computer and was like, "I'll write later."
I'm big with the Post-it note.
Me too.
I hid a bunch of my Post-it notes when Wolf and Noah came over.
Oh,
Did
really?
you notice that? I forgot the ones over there, but the bathroom ones. The bathroom one's kind of intense. Like, you're about to enter a period of healing. It's like, and I never have.
The bathroom ones, I feel like, are intense for for two people who had never been in your apartment before.
Yeah, it's big.
And Noah was just meeting you.
Yeah, that was big.
So I
used to have ones in the kitchen too when I was like first. The heater's at, there's drama
sorry,
in the building.
On it.
Well, there's drama in the building.
Why?
So I'm glad you brought up the heater.
Yeah. Me too.
Because, look, I've been here for 9 years. Mm-hmm. I would call myself the mayor of this building, right? Like,
right.
No one.
Have you been here the longest?
Yes, I've been here the longest, and everyone knows. Mm. I've told everyone. And at the White Elephant Party. And look, the heat used to be outrageous. It used to be blasting. I would get sick every year. I'd have rashes all over my face from the heat. It was so intense. You could even lift all the windows up, and it still was it felt like the Bahamas in here, and you can't turn it off. And they're really big radiators. If you go over there,
you can't close them.
No, you can't close them. You can't turn them off. Anything. I tried to close them, and it didn't work. It was just a whole thing.
That's awful.
So I went through this whole back and forth with my landlord, and finally we came to a conclusion that the heat would be off during the day, and at night it would be blasting, and then like during the day you kind of like make it, you know, you do your best, right?
Okay.
And this girl downstairs, who I really like, I do really like her, she complained to the building, to our landlord, being like, it's really cold during the day, which it was cold. I was wearing gloves in the house, but I just wear gloves and Uggs. It's like not that big of a deal for me.
That's like, also, I feel like a lot of people in New York, that's just.
Yeah, it's just like, yeah, you wear gloves in the house, you know? And it's better than the other, because there's no balance. It's either gloves in the house or a heat rash. And I'd rather just do gloves in the house. Anyway, she texts our group chat with the building and is like, is anyone else cold? And other people are saying that they're cold. And so now, and then she writes, I'd rather have the radiators blasting heat out of control with the windows open than what's happening right now where I can't feel my feet. And I was like, no, you don't. And I have Raynaud's.
You haven't been there.
And I have Raynaud's disease. Like my feet easily get frostbite.
Okay.
I can never feel my feet in here. But like you don't want the opposite. So now she's up the thing. So get ready to get a little toasty. I do really, awful. It's nothing personal. If she's listening to this, I really like her. I'm just like,
it's like you've been here. You've already done the struggle. Like
everyone's discovering.
She's discovering
I'll show you the
what
chat
you
after
found
this if you have
years
time.
ago, and you're like, what I've come up with is, I promise you, best for everyone. But classic, she won't believe it till she sees it. So now we all have to suffer.
Yeah. So she asked this morning, "Is everyone hot?" And is it hotter? And I said, "I'm melting."
She might need to be removed from the chat.
No, she's a core piece of the chat.
Really?
I don't want to make you upset, but we're doing game night next week at her apartment.
Why would that make me upset?
Well, I know you love games.
I feel like sometimes you think that I like get set off. You're like, I don't want to upset you when I say this. Upset you. And I'm always like, okay.
Well, I don't know how. I'm a little nervous about game night.
Well, I don't want to upset you because I am fearful that with Wolf's schedule, because he travels for a little bit in February, that the housewarming might land while you're away.
That's awful.
It's really awful because you'd obviously be a key player at the housewarming. But he doesn't know the dates yet. But he said that to me, and I was like, Nora's in Morocco, and he was like, I'm not really getting what that had to do with that. But
yeah, no,
to him, he is excited, and he thinks it's cute how excited I am to like play games with all our friends.
Totally.
But to him, it's like, we'll get a date. And that will invite people.
Yeah.
He's not thinking about whose team is going to be stronger for Fishbowl like I am. So for me, it's like, I need Nora there. Also, I've been reaching out. I'm like, Claire, would you be able to come in? Like Critter said, yeah, we'll be coming in.
Yes.
For the party. Like, I need my team to be stacked.
I know. I'm in Morocco.
I know. And Wolf knows. So.
Okay.
It's going to come down. It's also going to come down to what furniture we buy when his mom's in town.
Yes.
I don't care how this sounds. I'm not having a party if we don't have the dining room table yet.
Okay.
Case closed.
I hope the dining room table doesn't come.
No, we need it.
I'm going to pray for your dining room table.
No, because the dining room table, I think for sure she would buy for us.
Yeah, but sometimes takes a little bit to ship.
Well, not if we drive it home from IKEA.
Yeah, that is true.
That is true. But if Wolf won't assemble it for me, that's a point in your corner.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's not why I was saying game night. I was more joking because I'm bad at games, and I don't know. I just thought it was funny that I'm going to a game night. I got invited to a game night. I'm kind of like,
they have no idea.
They have like no idea what's coming to them.
With love, I pray no one is into games. I hope it's a loose game.
Look, I like to keep it spicy. Mm-hmm. You never really know the rules. Wow, you got to look at the moon right now. It's fucking nuts.
Oh, wow.
That's crazy.
Oh, my God, that's beautiful.
I heard there was some astrological thing happening that's going to make us all better. But then I was uploading yeah, of course. Just don't take them away. I'll notice.
I'm just putting them with my guy. I'm kind of manifesting for you, actually.
I have little cat figures.
And she has this guy.
So during COVID, I have little plastic cat figures lined up around a candle on my dining room table. During COVID, I put those little figures in soap and sent them to people. I was making soap for a while. I was completely out of my mind. The soap was really bad. But then when you were done with the soap, you get a little cat.
No, that's adorable. Have you ever seen my little plastic cat in my kitchen?
I think so, yes.
He now lives on top of the fridge. At my old place, he lived next to the sink. He has a hat. He's from Claire.
We should, maybe the thumbnail on this episode should have one of these cats on it.
Can't wait to show you what I built.
Yeah, I can't wait either. Is it me with the cats?
No, I'm manifesting. I have all these little boyfriend.
Oh, let's not get into that. But look, the astrology thing is great. But then I was uploading. Then what?
You told me the other day it's in Pisces.
Pisces, Cancer, Mercury, something. I don't know exactly what's going on.
Do you know your full chart?
Yeah.
What is it?
It's Aries, Libra, Scorpio.
Aries sun.
Libra rising, Scorpio moon.
Very interesting.
Why?
Just like we're not compatible.
Really?
But like neither are Wolf and I. Neither are me and Ryan.
Really?
Neither are me and my mom. My mom's a Libra.
I have Cancer friends.
But just like star chart wise.
Yeah.
Those are like, Cancers are really not very compatible with female Aries and female Libras.
Shit.
But, and me and my mom make it work. And also my boyfriend and my closest friend, like at this moment, Libra, and my lifelong friends are Scorpios.
Wow.
So,
all right.
Maybe I'm like a special flexible Cancer.
Hopefully. Hopefully. Well, also maybe everything will change with the astrology thing that's going to happen. I don't really know what it is, but I just saw a thing. Yeah. Did I bring it up the other day too? I said something about everyone reaching their dreams. But then I was on YouTube today and I was uploading our episode, and guess who was live? Little Trump talking about God knows what. So I clicked on it and it was live, and he's like, I haven't listened to one of Trump's rallies or speeches in a while, and I was like, oh my God, this is really crazy.
He has no train of thought at all.
It's like I know that, I know that, but
you forget when you don't listen to him.
Because a lot of times, like, I remember when I was younger, I would listen to my mom listening to the news, and I'd be like, I have no idea what they're talking about. Mm-hmm. They sound so like professional and like whatever. But when you're listening to Trump, it's like a haiku of like screaming, and I'm like, oh, okay, like you could be literally in fourth grade and still not really understand what he's saying, but like he's using fourth grade terminology.
You're not like, wow, this is out of my league.
Yeah, no, I'm like, I could definitely,
this is like how my friend at recess talks.
Yeah, no, I'm like, if that's the way it's going, like if that's the criteria, like I'll jump in and say some stuff too.
He did something that was. I actually don't want to say it and like mess it up, but he took credit for something, and then someone asked him like, wait, didn't Biden do that? And then he was like, next question. Like he was like, I did that. And they were like, didn't he? Was like, next. Like he's like a little kid. Like it's like catching a kid in a lie.
It's really crazy.
Like when I used to nanny, kids would say something, I'd be like, oh, I didn't hear that. I'd be like, anyway, let's get a snack.
He was talking about the Middle East, which we don't have to like dive into because it's a whole other podcast. But
that'll be.
He was like, that'll be the third podcast. But he was like, I know strategy. This guy next to me, he knows strategy. You over there, you can strategize. Mm-hmm. Like you're really good at strategy. Anyone could take this on for the Middle East. And I was like, okay. Who is he pointing to? Was he pointing at like a random? Like what? He was like, you can do it. You can do it. Like Oprah with the...
Mm-hmm. You can have a car.
Yeah, you could have a car.
You
and he's just like, you could figure out what's going on in the Middle East. You could do it. You could do it. And I was kind of like, what the hell is going on here?
The first time he ran, we all watched all his stuff because we were in such... It was humorous. It was funny. We were like, he's not going to win. It's funny. Yeah. Then he became our president. And then we were watching what he was up to. And we would watch in like disbelief and shock. And we have to get rid of him. But I feel like this time around, we just know we hate him. And we're upset. And we're avoiding him. So it's like then when you stop and watch it, you're like, oh my God, we're screwed.
It was really crazy. So then I was like, okay, I guess this whole astrological dreams are coming true thing isn't happening.
I don't think the stars knew about Trump.
It's nuts, but
Did
I don't
you see
really
who's performing as inauguration?
Oh yeah, Carrie. That's a bummer.
Upsetting.
Who does that?
Well, have you ever? I watched a clip the other day on TikTok. Keeps coming up. Like, what will we talk about?
Maybe the theme of this episode is goodbye TikTok, and then we bring up all of our favorite TikToks. Okay, you go next.
Well, this isn't my favorite.
Okay.
It's like a
you know
clip
what my favorite
of like
is?
the last 5 inauguration performances.
Yeah.
And one, did you know that Hillary Duff performed at George Bush's inauguration?
I saw that.
That's kind of like
that was kind of nutty.
random.
Why'd she do that?
Like, I feel like that's kind of equivalent to Carrie Underwood. Like, wait, what's going on?
I thought Carrie had more in her. I thought she
Also-
was a better person, but I guess not.
I just also I don't want anyone to like Trump, obviously, but like, I feel like, now like, I thought she knew enough to keep that to herself.
Well, we thought that about everyone in America, and apparently it's not. I saw a lady with a Trump hat the other day on the subway, and I was like, wow, we're really letting our freak flags fly.
We need to put our freak flags away.
Yes.
Put your fucking flag away.
Yeah, exactly. I
don't
my
want
favorite
to know who you voted for because I want to give you benefit of the doubt.
I feel like when you...
Is that bad that I don't want to know?
No. I think it's whatever. Ignorance is bliss in some of those aspects, right? But I do feel like when who you're voting for becomes your aesthetic. That's like this woman was dressed Trump. Like that was her style.
That's
her style is like Trump shirt, Trump hat. It wasn't the election. She's just like
in the morning.
She's got a Trump backpack.
She's like my favorite outfit is my Trump outfit.
And you always know when someone's aesthetic is whoever their politician is.
They have nothing.
That's something that's like dictatory, like kind of creepy.
Yeah.
Huge loser energy.
It's not a good vibe at all.
Like even when Kamala, or even, I'm trying to remember, like even Obama, like I had a couple pins, but I wouldn't have a full Obama jumpsuit.
Same with Hillary. I think I had like one shirt.
Yeah.
And like I had a couple pins, of course.
Of course.
I had nothing for Obama because I didn't vote in those. So like it would have been
old hag. I was there for the inauguration. So I have tons of Obama
Hillary
pins.
was the first election I could vote in.
I actually have some very cool, if you have a moment, I know you don't tonight, our time is cut off, but whenever you have a moment, ask me about my Obama pins. So I have some that someone has looked at.
Sounds like it is going to be fun.
Someone said to me,
fun.
I'll pay you for that one. I was like, nope, got it at the inauguration, back the fuck up.
Get away from my pen.
The inauguration was...
My mom would love to actually hear about that.
I'll show her. We can FaceTime her. And I do have to say, as much as I love Obama, I really do. His inauguration specifically, which is the only one I've ever attended, was the worst day of my life.
Okay.
It was literally like negative 15 degrees. And we were with my friend's mom. She brought us all, because we were all at the time we were in middle school. And she brought us to downtown because I grew up in DC. The crowds were insane. It's freezing. We all get stuck in a tunnel at one point. And there's just the crowds are just so intense. And like there was nowhere, you couldn't see him. I didn't even know where we were. And then you couldn't leave because the crowds were so intense. Like
so
you couldn't
packed.
even like leave to get home. So you just had to like stay there. And I was so claustrophobic and I was so cold. I wasn't dressed properly. And like it was just
someone
moments.
Else's mom, so you can't really let out how you truly would like to react.
Oh no, I was like just having a mental breakdown in my head, and I was like with a big group, so you have to like keep it chill. And everyone was like, "Where are you?" And like hold it. It was hell. Like once the speech was over, I was like, "All right, let's go." When we left, though, it took us hours to get home, and we had to walk for part of it because you couldn't even like get. It was crazy.
Right.
I guess that all of that's a good sign. It means that a lot of people love him and they voted for him. But
it was like historic. I have to be there.
Right. I was kind of like, I don't think I'm going to do this again. But I guess I'm glad I did it. but I don't ever want to do it again.
I feel as though when we elect a woman, I feel like I will feel a pull to be there, but I don't think I will execute it and go.
I'm really not good in crowds. Like at the women's march, I brought a bottle of Xanax, and my friend was like, "What are you planning on doing with that?" And I was just like, I don't know. I guess if there's like a shooting, I'm just gonna like take the whole thing.
Okay.
And she was like, okay.
It's great, the plan.
She's like, you brought the entire bottle? I was like, yeah, I don't know.
At no point would you need that.
I literally was like walking around with a giant bottle of Xanax.
Not like I want you to be at a shooting, but like I'd love to see the visual of your plan in action when that happens.
I just feel like all you have to do is just, at that point, you just got to chill out, lay low, you know.
I don't mind crowds at all.
Oof.
As long as I don't have a lot of people with me or counting on me. If I'm alone, like, or just with one other person, that's fine to me. Pack me in, push me around. I can't see the exit. Who cares? Like, I'll chill out. I'm in charge of myself. I got one other person. I'll call them if I get lost. Right. If I'm like with multiple people who are like looking for me or wondering about me, it's like too many people to contact. I don't like it, because
you spend the whole time.
My thing is, when I get anxious and overwhelmed, I just need to do what's best for me. So it's like, if I'm with a large group who's now going to be like keeping track of people, or like if they can't find me, getting worried, that's extra anxiety. Like totally. I need to be able to, if I'm anxious, but I don't really get anxious. And you know what actually helped me overcome anxiety I had during crowds?
Did you hear about it from TikTok?
No.
Okay.
When I used to nanny, to get them home from school, it was 2 trains and a bus if I picked them up from school.
Okay.
Most times I took the bus home and I got them from the bus, but if I went to the school, 2 trains and a bus.
Okay.
And they had these kids they were friends with who were 3 kids. Okay. All from like one family is 3 kids. My kids were 2. And occasionally the mom would be like, do you mind bringing them all home? Because they live near each other. And at 5 p.m., busiest time to be commuting in New York, packed trains, packed subway platforms, I would have 5 kids under the age of 8 to commute with, keep near me. We'd be packed wall to wall, all of them chirping in my ear. And that was when, like, if I, like, normal me would be overwhelmed, but like you can't be because you're in charge of the kids.
Totally.
I feel like that zenned me out.
Yeah. I just don't, it's just too much. It's never feels worth it. Like concerts, I just stand for John Early's entire show. And I was like, are you kidding me, dude?
No, that's terrible.
I love him. He's like my favorite comedian in the world. But I was like, he had it at Webster Hall and the crowds were crazy. And I was
standing for a comedy show.
I know. It was really rough. Well, he also does music, but still, I was like, come on.
Not music you could like dance and sing along to.
Yeah, I mean, I tapped my foot, but it wasn't like crazy. Yeah, it wasn't crazy.
I don't really like concerts because I like have no pull to see music live.
Yeah.
It doesn't move me.
It really depends who it is. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I would go, I'm really bummed about the Pink concert.
Yeah. I would have gone to see that because of the vibe of going with like Ryan, I think, and my mom.
Not me.
Well, that was like before speaking with you about it.
I really
Ryan and his mom were going, and then I was like, Mom, should we go with them? And then my mom last minute was like, I don't think we should do it.
It definitely, the tickets were outrageous.
I know,
only rich people can see music now.
I know. I think that's what it is. It's not that I don't have a pull to see stuff live. It's such an expense. And at my current state, like,
it's like how
spending money on a concert, I can't justify it.
Totally.
I can't justify it.
Totally.
If I'm going to be tight on money, it's going to be because I've like done something I really want to do.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's not Pink.
Unfortunately.
For me, that might be Pink, but that's really the only person I could see myself spending tons of money on. Pink. I mean, I guess Alanis Morissette, which I know she like performed with her or something, or with Sheryl Crow. I don't know. It's ridiculous. I hate my life.
Did you want to share your favorite TikToks?
Oh, well, I'm definitely going to miss, my boy Landon. He does.
Of course, your boy.
Landon Barker. he does this. He only sings that one line from the Fry song.
What is it?
He's like, and I'm losing, na 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 na. And he does that over and over and over again, just in his bathroom with different outfits on.
And you'll miss that.
I'm gonna miss it a lot.
You honestly should go to his page and save them.
I might. I feel I do actually already have some of them saved because I had to repost. I had to repost them,
so you had to save them first. Does he ever put them on Instagram?
I don't. I don't think I fall.
He's gonna switch. Whether
so everyone's gonna come to Instagram. Instagram must be having a party today.
Yeah, they're thrilled.
Like they're probably like, bye TikTok. They're like, okay. See you later.
They're like posting. They're like letting people post the memes like about missing TikTok, and they're like, we'll get over this.
Yeah, and then also like Reels is about to pop off.
I think I will like that. It's I like less. Like I deleted Twitter before it was X. I deleted it. I'm
getting back on.
It was way too much. I don't like having too many social media apps.
Totally.
Because then I'll do a little social media time and then it's like 20 minutes on TikTok, next 30 minutes on Instagram, then I'm on Twitter for like an hour and it's like,
totally.
Oh my God, I'm losing. There's too many.
Yeah.
I like the idea of now I will just have Instagram and Facebook. And Facebook I do not use. Like I just have a Facebook.
Your mom uses Facebook and it's amazing.
She does. She actually said an amazing quote to me yesterday. She posted that she is doing better practicing patience while driving. No eye rolls today. So I called her and I said, what is that in reference to? She's like, well, you would have needed to see yesterday's post. So I go, what was it? She goes, go look. Okay. I scroll back. Of course, there's like a million posts in between.
There's a lot. She posts a lot.
Quotes, pictures,
like,
pictures.
Like restaurants she's attending. Like
anytime she goes to eat out, like you are getting that. If you wanted to abduct my mom, like 3, 2, 1, like it's really easy. She's giving you every location.
Yeah.
And then it just is her saying like, she's literally saying like I got cut off on the road, but like I'm not gonna react. So I'm like, there's no context. She goes, I'm just sharing my story of trying to be more calm while driving. And I go, but why? And she goes, Hanna, if you know me, you know me. Silence.
Wow. That was kind of.
And I go, but what is that? And she goes, if you know me, you know me.
Really?
And she goes, I gotta get to work. Hangs up. You would think posting like I was better while driving, you would think something happened.
Yeah.
But nothing had happened. This is just her personal goal. And she claims that if you know her, you know her.
Wow.
And you would have already known that she needs more patience while driving.
Wow. That's nuts.
I know.
Remember when we were on the phone with her and she was like, no, it was the post before. The post before. What was that about?
We're scrolling.
She was like trying to show me.
She was like, oh, there's a quote that just rocked me.
Yeah,
she puts a quote every day. Every day.
Where does she get them?
She just finds them. End of her story. Always. She'll never give you information. Like I'll say, what is this post in reference to? And she'll say, my last post. And I'll say, what's in your last post? Go look. She'll tell me, I love the actress in the show. I go, what's her name? She goes, Google it.
Wow.
Like you cannot.
She wants you to be doing some work.
She wants you to work. She's like, I can't write the whole fucking story for you.
Wow.
But she posts a thought for the day. Who knows where she gets them? She'll never tell. And she said that this one quote like rocked her, like it like shook her when she read it.
Yep.
And so we're reading, Monday's thought for the day, Sunday's thought for the day. She goes, that wasn't it. Day before. We're scrolling. We're reading her own quotes.
I'm out loud. We're on FaceTime with her. I'm like, how about this one? The sun doesn't turn unless you turn it. Like, whatever,
she's like, nope, next.
Yeah. And
she's not doing any of the work. She's just like listening to what we're telling her. And then she goes, it had to be one of those. So I guess it just didn't really shake me the second time. You were like, all right.
I would be curious what her quote that she would put, like, because I have a lot of Post-it notes around here, and like what some permanent post she would dedicate herself to.
1,000% is that you only need to worry about yourself. If she punched you in the face and you were like, wow, I'm really bothered that you punched me in the face, she said, you cannot control other people. You only need to worry about yourself. Anytime I've ever in my life brought things up to this woman,
yeah,
she's like, you can't control other people, Hanna. And I'm like, I know. I'm just like sharing. I'm venting with you about a fight or an experience that happened.
Yeah.
She goes, don't. You can only worry about yourself. And it's like, okay. And she takes that like she won't take feedback because you can't control her. So you can't give her feedback.
Interesting.
Because you can only control yourself.
You can only control yourself. It's kind of the let them theory.
A little bit, but I think she's a little toxic.
I'm going to miss those, the Mel Robbins little clips that I see.
She's definitely on Instagram though.
Yeah. You know what I'm really proud about? I never learned TikTok. I never learned it. I never learned how to really make anything. And it's like, okay, good, because now it's gone. You know?
That's why I feel most, and Brene Brown would tell me to stop this, but I feel most of my shame from the fact that I did figure out TikTok and I chose to be lazy and not post consistently and not keep up. And that was why I lost a ton of followers and then all my views went down. Because if you go back, you can see there was like a year where every video has like 20 to 50,000 views. It has hundreds of comments. Like I was gaining followers, people were engaging. And then I'm the lazy one. Like that's hard to...
Yeah.
Like I'm the reason I didn't get bigger following on TikTok.
But now you can redo that.
I can start it up on Insta.
Yeah. So now everyone's going to be on the same place.
Do you think Instagram's going to get more annoying though? Like if everyone's going to post their TikTok videos there?
I don't know.
Because I sometimes have stuff I post on TikTok that I would never post on Instagram.
Like what?
Like just some of like my videos like of me gabbing ideas. Like have you ever looked at my ones where I'm giving Kim Kardashian ideas for Skims?
Yeah, I think so.
Like, I wouldn't post that on my
Yeah,
Instagram.
well, because TikTok feels more like you can just throw it away.
It's a little more
like it's
private.
more trashy.
And it's like I feel like it's private in the fact that like anyone could possibly see it or not see it.
Yeah, it feels more anonymous, I think.
Yeah, like
whereas with Instagram you have your friends who follow you.
It's actually always shocking when I post something and then I see a lot of my friends on TikTok commenting on it and I'm like,
no, you're not supposed to be here. This is my special place to be weird.
Like when I post content of like me, Wolf, and Stinky, like you guys don't need to see that. Like don't comment on that. Like
I try to like all my friends' TikToks.
Yes.
Just to like
I see you, I'm giving you that.
Sometimes I don't watch the full TikTok. I'll just like it because I'm just like, here you go.
If it's a talking one,
yeah, I'm
kind of like
we can talk about this later.
Again, so
I guess I'll miss. Also, I like to look at TikTok when I'm walking up my steps.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it
makes the time go by.
Yeah, it makes the time go by because I'm just like, oh, these steps are a lot. So I just like to throw on TikTok, and that kind of helps.
I'm trying to think what my viewing patterns are. I feel like I mostly put on TikTok in a bad way, like. If I'm sitting down and I did my like reading and I went for my morning walk, I've come back, I'm having breakfast, I read, and then I'm done. But I don't necessarily have to get ready for work.
Right.
Then it's like, what's 20 minutes on TikTok? But I'm like, I think it might be for the best that I don't.
I think everyone's ready for it to go in some ways, except for the people who are really famous on TikTok. Probably
they're probably all their posts like, please head to my Instagram.
Yeah, it's like please.
If you like what you're seeing, I'm gonna miss watching restock videos. People that have like the perfect kitchens, they're like stack.
Oh, those are really nice.
When they flick the top off the coffee and they pour it into their glass thing, slap, fridge, like, oh my God.
I'm going to miss all the transformations that the body transformations that are pushed on me every single day.
I get a lot of those too.
Like,
because there's not one I won't watch.
Yeah, like I obviously want to see all the transformations.
When they start and they're like day 1 and then they start, I'm like, I have to know.
My whole Instagram is day one. It's like I want to see what happens.
You're like, I need to know what happens.
Some of them are kind of nuts. Some of them, people really lost weight. It's people crazy.
Really also, sometimes I think...
We should have made one.
Me?
Both of us.
Oh, I thought you just said me, because Wolf always is telling me that if I really wanted to gain a following, I just should like switch to posting fitness stuff.
But then it's like...
Then what am I doing? But then it's like I would probably get free workout clothes and sneakers.
Yeah, we do really like fitness. So
maybe we could be funny fitness.
We're gonna have Orange Theory on the pod.
Yeah,
so that sounds great.
That'll be the start of the
fitness trend.
The fitness trend. What was it? I was gonna say before the.
There were a lot of hacks that I learned, like putting a paper towel in the carton of berries. Like if you get a little thing of berries, a container of berries, you put a paper towel on top and you flip them over. It makes all the moisture go to the paper towel so that they stay good for longer. Same thing with all of the produce, like in general. So like vegetables, I would never ever just throw a bag of salad greens in there now. Ever. I always dump it out into the Tupperware. This is boring me just talking about it.
I was thinking for a second, like I had more to say on this, and then I was like, ooh.
Yeah, it is. I was like,
what was I about to say about I was gonna say something about TikTok, and I cannot remember it. But TikTok is the theme today.
So it's done on Sunday. Well, there's not going to update anymore on Sunday. I think that's what I heard.
I'm kind of, I don't know. I don't make money off TikTok, and I don't even get attention off TikTok. So I just use it toxically to watch stuff that ends up making me feel bad. So good riddance.
Goodbye. Don't let the door hit you on the way out. TikTok.
One less place for us podcast wise to worry about.
Totally.
We can like go all in on Instagram.
Oh, I'm going all in.
We're going all in because it's like,
if you don't follow our Instagram, you're missing out.
Hannah's
a whiz.
Oh, I was feeling rough this week. My week got a little thrown off because Sunday we had the fluke with our recording and then had to do the other one and went later.
I can't even talk about Sunday. Like it was honestly like one of the worst days. Like I was so unwell.
I was so exhausted after that when I got home that I didn't do my usual prep where I like pick some stuff for the week or favorite some ideas. So each day today I have been getting up earlier to prep what I'm going to post, which I never do. It's always ready and saved in drafts before I go to bed. Every day this week, I've been getting up at 7.
I wish you would tell me this. I would send stuff to you.
Well, yeah, but I think for me, it feels like this is because I chose not to do what I know makes me feel best, which is prepping. I don't prep everything Sunday night.
You're so good at it.
But I'll be like, okay, I know Thursday is going to be a post about the new episode. And we already have a clip for Friday, which means I have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. This week is a new Sex and the City episode. So maybe I'll get a quote from it or whatever. Or like, I need to find a meme. Maybe I'll do some photo dumps. Like
totally.
I get an idea of what's going on.
Yeah.
And then I'll like save a couple. I'll be like, maybe I'm going to recreate this, or maybe I'm going to find something similar to this. I didn't do anything.
Well, I'm making a Twitter account, so I know.
So
buckle up because I love tweets.
Your tweets you sent me were really funny.
I'm really found some funny ones. I'm loving tweeting.
I
know it's been,
but it's X. Right?
Yeah, I probably shouldn't like it because of Elon. But I'm not going to give him any money or anything. Or is me just being on it giving him money?
I can't believe I listened to a podcast where like their celebrity crush was Elon Musk, and I didn't know they were voting for Trump. What?
Grimes was dated.
No, I don't think I could listen to a Grimes podcast.
Wait, who did you listen to? She's
I don't want to say it because I still want to be their friends if we make it.
Yeah. Well,
they're like, I don't know. It's toxic. It's toxic. I'm in a toxic relationship with this podcast.
Yeah. I kind of feel that way with the Daily and the New York Times.
Like that's so different than what mine is.
Well, sometimes I'm just like, it's just New York Times is like so dramatic about everything. And it's like ruining my life sometimes. And I'm just like, Nora, just turn it off.
See, I feel like you need to switch up your podcasts. Like half my podcasts are like brain dead.
Yeah.
And then the other half are just like kind of like friends going through stuff, kind of chatting, having a little bit more of an emotional conversation, sharing stories, talking about what they're doing to better themselves. So I'm either like literally just like laughing, thinking about nothing, or I'm kind of like,
I love Jacqueline Novak and Kate Berlantz for
them.
that.
Yeah.
I love them. But I do listen. I was listening to the TED Hour today, but they're always pretty serious. They're never like just chill. Because I think when I'm chilling, I'm just listening to music.
My girls, the deep dive that I think are a similar vibe to us, but they're like married with kids, so they're kind of like the older version of us, but they're gorgeous. But they're gorgeous.
Mm-hmm. But they're gorgeous. You never would believe it. Married with kids, but gorgeous.
Well, I kind of said like older version as if like they were like the rusty older version, but they're like gorgeous and successful, amazing women.
Right.
But they talk a lot about grief in a really nice way. And it's kind of random. Like, it's not like their podcast is about it. But I think that's why I like them so much.
Okay. Yeah, maybe
I actually loved Amy Sedaris and David Sedaris did an interview where they talked about when their mom died. And I feel like some people are really, really sad and intense when they talk about grief. And then some people are kind of like blunt and just like trying too hard to be funny and real. And both my deep dive podcast and this Amy and David interview were the perfect mix of like honest, but like it's very relatable the way they were talking about grief.
You should read Casey Wilson's book, A Wreckage of My Presence.
I do love her. I don't know how you don't listen. If you listened to Garbage World, Trash World, what is it?
Bitch Sesh.
But what's their private one?
I don't know about the private, but
It's
I
called
do
Garbage
listen to
World.
Bitch Sesh sometimes.
They're best friends.
Yeah.
With June and Diane, with June and Jessica, who are deep dive. And then Kulop and I feel bad I don't know her name, who do Add to Cart.
Yeah.
And they're all best friends who have
Great
like
name.
game nights together. And they talk about it because Jessica's bad at games and hates them, and June is her best friend, and it's like very serious about them and doesn't really like that Jessica won't take it seriously, which is why I'm like,
That's why I said don't pop off, because when I bring up game night, I know it's
why would I pop off?
not actually pop off, but like, you know, I know it's a touchy.
If you were like hosting one here and like told me though, like I don't think you should come, I'd be like, hey,
No.
that's kind of weird.
No.
But
This is
I
more
have-
just
I have
like
no feelings about you being invited to a game.
No, I'm just saying, like, I feel like I'm nervous because of the reactions to my presence at game night with people really get frustrated with me. And I'm like, I don't know. I just don't even know what's going on.
I think
It's so hard.
For me, I'm with love. Like, get in or get out. Like, if you don't want to play the game, if you don't want to learn the rules, if you don't want to get into it,
I know.
no shame. Don't play it.
I know.
It's
I'm
for
gonna
me
try.
when people, and that you don't do this.
I'm gonna try.
But I've had game nights where people are like, no, I'm in. And they're not in. It's like, well, then I feel silly for being excited about my game.
Totally.
You know? When I don't want to.
I think someone explained too many games to me at one point, and I got lost in the shuffle, because I do kind of like mindless things that take you out of your present, but then they put your mind in another thing that like doesn't feel, because like I loved Battleship when I was younger.
Okay.
I loved Uno. I loved
Trouble?
I didn't play Trouble as much, but like Apples to Apples, like I can play that all day long.
Okay.
That actually in the apartment group chat, I did suggest that. They were like kind of suggesting complicated games, and I was
What
like,
were
how
they
about Apples to
suggesting?
Apples? I don't even know. I need to look at the group chat. I was
Okay.
so focused on the heat thing.
I will tell you, there was a period of time where a friend group of mine wanted us to have poker nights.
Oh God,
And
don't even.
I could not, like, gun to my head, I couldn't tell you how to play. And then
You have to be really smart to know poker.
And it did upset me. I removed myself from the game. I was like, I don't get it, but like you guys get it and are having fun, so I'm just gonna watch. And they all were like, no, we'll slow it down. And I was like,
Yeah, but that's
as
embarrassing.
but I'm like, as
Yeah.
someone who loves games, you guys all get it.
Yeah.
You know how to play it. Like, and I'm queen of like, you leave me alone watching everybody in the corner. Like, I'm literally having a good time. Like, I had my little drink. I was there. I was watching everybody play. I was still chiming in with the banter. I'm like, this is still fun for me. It
Right.
was not fun for me that we needed to slow it down.
Yeah.
But that's why I'm like,
I want you to meet my friend Paul. He plays Catan.
I've never
And
played that.
he was like in a tournament recently.
Oh, wow.
And he won like second place or something. And he
This
was
kid I went to high school with, won the world poker championship.
That's insane.
I know.
I don't even know how you do that. Which I feel like you're going to be a big bridge player when you get older.
I'll have to figure out
Bridge
the
is
rules.
like hardcore. Like that's what the girls are doing in the homes and stuff.
No, I'm really
and like
jealous
on
that
the stoops and
senior centers, like, there's always games.
You should go and play games with them.
When my dad was first in a nursing home, it was like, you can't visit him tonight. He has choir. Tomorrow he has bingo. Like, you can come early on Thursday, but he's got checkers later. And I was like, I'm so fucking jealous. Like, what do you mean he gets to sing and play checkers? Like, I can't come. Like, let me in.
Maybe you should teach a game night at an old person's home.
Well, first I want to coach a girls team.
Young girls. Okay.
I want to get young women riled up.
Okay.
And I want
like a rugby team?
No, like a sport I really understand, like a basketball team. Like,
oof, I don't know anything about basketball.
I feel like I had to reveal to my coworker Brian that I was talking to him about sports really quickly, and that I hadn't shown him that side, and I did have to reveal to him that there's going to be certain seasons where I am going to be really into the sports.
Yeah.
But Luke is really into sports, so I'll gab with him about that.
Cool.
But yeah, maybe I should get
Tell
to a
Brian,
senior
don't
center.
worry, I can talk to him.
Okay.
I think you should do that at a senior center. I think that would be great.
I'm like obsessed with this guy.
Yeah. I have this little...
Do you think it's distracting for anyone watching?
I don't know.
Could
stop. Be.
Can't
stop. I have this little gummy fidgety toy that Hannah's...
He's a
little man with hard eyes.
He's a very...
I play with him all the time. Hannah's brought him to the table.
Yeah, I did.
He has a seat at the table.
He has a seat at the table. He had cats with him before. I put them back. He was... At first, it was cute. He had 2, and then I got way out of hand.
Yeah, he's in a good place now.
I'm so basic with this. Summer
with your
Fridays
Stanley Cup?
and my Stanley Cup, like...
Is that what all the girls are doing?
These are the it girls.
Honestly, sometimes I'm like, basic girls, they do have a point.
This
like,
is
I
a
love
great
Uggs.
lip gloss.
That's a great water bottle.
And I love the Stanley Cup.
What do you love about the Stanley Cup? It's just like big.
Well, I am someone who won't drink water without a straw.
Okay.
And my water bottles right now are all screw tops.
Okay.
But I've never been able to justify buying a water bottle with a straw when I have these other ones. So I got this for Christmas. And also I sit at a desk while I'm at Orange Theory for most of the day. And it's just nice to have my cup with my water at the desk.
And everyone knows it's yours.
And everyone knows it's mine. And Luke has one too. And we cheers. It's just like,
wow.
It's an amazing vibe.
He
left his at Western Union yesterday. Luckily,
why was he at Western Union?
Luckily, it was still there when he went back.
Wait, that's crazy. What's happening at Western Union?
And this I just bought myself when I was shopping for Christmas gifts. I kind of felt like I needed a gift, and it's a nice lip gloss. I probably would get one that's a different scent going forward. That's a little more neutral. Mm-hmm. This is kind of like what's the scent here?
This is the Summer Fridays if they want to sponsor us.
Pink sugar. Okay. And I do really like it.
That sounds
But they
right
do
up my
have
alley.
like a mint one that I think is a little lighter and is a clear gloss. This I don't think you can tell has pink in it, but I think it has a more of a chapstick.
I'm looking at your
every
lips.
day.
I can't really tell, but maybe you should put more
I'll
on.
Put more on. But when we do our transition.
Next week's transition. Yeah, no one's going to be able to notice us. We'll have makeup night.
I might need to leave a bag of stuff here.
Yeah, you can do that. We also were trying to like all wear blacks. We heard that was a good thing to have consistent outfits, but now it's like, should we wear dresses?
Dresses. I think we should just be going like spaghetti top, spaghetti straps.
Okay. Topless.
If we have to.
We have to.
I think my ass is better than my tits. So like if I need to go face down, ass up, record under the table, like
that'll be fun for me.
You're sitting here
talking to an ass.
And your tits are out.
Yeah, I guess I'm
under the table.
We'll figure something out. All right. We have about 5 more minutes left, but we also,
what do we want to say?
Life is short and
that's true.
I took a walk earlier today and I bought a bunch of groceries that I'm excited to kind of dive into after this. So not a bunch of groceries, just like 2 things, but like, I'm leaving soon. So
yeah, you don't want to
I just realized I had some things and not other things. And then I was on these like mental, this whole work from home thing is really fucking with my head.
Is it really? I feel like this is what you wanted.
I know it is what I want. It's just like I find myself, I'm like, oh shit, I have to leave the house. Like I gotta walk around. But then it's like when you leave the house, it's like, well, obviously go buy something.
Yeah.
Like I left the house today and I was like, oh, $30. Yeah, I bought some feta cheese.
Where when you're working in person, your goal is kind of to not spend money the whole time you're out of the house.
Right.
But then when you're just leaving the house to leave the house, you're like, it should be an event.
I was hopping the turnstile so much on my way to my corporate job in my previous role. That was like one of my jokes was, have you ever seen someone jump the turnstile in biz cash? It's like, what is her story?
Like, what is she up to?
What is she up to?
Did you see the thing they installed to stop turnstile jumping?
No.
They like put a big bar up. So you have to like hop and duck.
That's going to be so complicated.
It's going to be justice for the crawlers. If you're crawling, you're about to make a comeback. They're going to put like spikes on the ground next.
Why don't they just let us, if you can jump and hop and do it, then do it.
They keep asking the city for more money. And the city keeps giving it to them for these renovations. And then they keep upping the ticket price, which is why we're hopping, because the subway is shit. And now the ticket is to get on is getting more expensive. And it's like, I also haven't seen any changes, any adjustments. Now you can be burned alive on the train. Where this $1 billion project that they got approved for, where am I seeing that? And like, what do you mean you need my $3? You're getting approved every year. You ask for money from the city. The city gives it to the subway. This is not like a hard, they give it to the subway. They get their millions and billions of dollars. You don't need my $3. Just that the cops also have billions of dollars, so they don't need to be doing anything actual.
Right.
We have the money to place them there and make people's lives harder.
Right.
Make people's lives dangerous.
Totally.
Ugh, it's so infuriating.
The worst is when they're, and we could go, this would be another podcast, but when they're just sitting on when they're just hanging out in the subway, I'm like, what are you guys doing? One time I was talking to someone on Tinder and he was like, oh, I'm having my late night shift. I'm at the subway right now. And I was like, what do you do? I thought he worked maybe in a booth. And he was like, no, I'm in. And that would have been fine. And then he said law enforcement. I was like, I gotta go. Usually cops on Tinder, they like to tell you that they're cops. They're very proud.
Yeah.
But this was a secret cop, undercover, one might say.
I laughed. I'm thinking about if we were to, remember before when we said the Middle East would be our third podcast, I'm just picturing like, hi, I'm Hannah and I'm Nora and you're listening to High Heels and Punchlines, Middle East edition.
The way we would get canceled so hard. That would be
so funny. Because then we'd have a real conversation, like it wouldn't, but like we'd keep it under the High Heels and Umbrella.
Yeah, that someday. Yeah, someday. All right. Well, Hannah, it's been great sitting with you.
Another good chirp.
Another chirp session down to
I'm
all
glad
of our
people like it because signs in the middle. I'm like, is this interesting to other people?
Yeah,
but I trust.
I hope.
I trust.
We see in the numbers, we have a solid 50 listeners. And it's like, who are those people?
Yeah.
You know?
I don't know 50 people. Well, I guess I do, but I don't know 50 people that owe me a listen.
Totally. I bank that there's a couple of my friends that are diehard listeners, which is awesome. And then I think there's some randoms.
I'm learning that I have friends who won't listen to Sex and City, but do listen to Chirp.
Interesting. Well, we'll see what happens.
I guess I should put them on the board.
Yeah, don't put them there. All right. Thank you so much, Becky Hermenze, our production and video editor / manager, and to Sean Curley for our intro and outro music. Hannah, I love you.
I love you.
Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye, everyone.